What is up, guys? Welcome back to the American Nationalist 1776 channel. And in today's video, we are going over the inevitable ground invasion of Iran and really anybody that opposes Israel in the Middle East and the future of what that will look like. Reminder before we get these shows started, we are on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are now on Instagram and TikTok. Follow there. We are always on X and Rumble as well. We know how all these platforms are with censorship. Rumble has been a little bit more lenient and consistent with it. Obviously, I'm not a very big channel yet. But when it gets to the point of when I do get inevitably censored, a lot of inevitabilities that I know will happen just haven't happened yet. That will happen at some point. Make sure you guys are subscribed and showing love on all platforms. And let's get into this video. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time in the short history of this channel so far, you know that I have talked about the Greater Israel Project, which is basically the reasoning of why and how Israel will be getting territorial gains in the Middle East to become obviously a larger country and the only superpower in the Middle East, at which point they would become unstoppable to anybody. Now, one of the biggest ways that they can do this is by having Big Bro, which is really around the leash, their dog walking chain, the United States, go in and destabilize their enemies in the region. We did that in Syria, we did that in Iraq, and they want us to do it now in Iran. Now, this has been an absolutely, I can't even understate how unpopular this has been in America. Gas prices soaring through the roof, oil futures going way up, stock market going way down. The economy is on the brink of a global recession all across the world. Now, America, we will have oil. We have some of the most oil. I don't have the numbers pulled up in front of me, but we have some of the most oil in the entire world. We don't get any oil from the Middle East. So on the oil front, we will be good for this foreseeable future. And we don't get any oil from the Middle East. But around the globe, meaning in Asia, Japan especially, China, and parts of Europe and India and all of those places, they rely on the Middle Eastern oil. And if they can't get their oil, the demand goes up and the supply goes down. If you know anything about economics, that's going to cause the price of oil to go up. And that is not good, because if the price of oil per barrel in the Middle East is higher, our price will go up as well. And in the midst of all this, Trump and the administration is looking for an off-ramp, but we do not hold the cards anymore. We're losing. Iran is in power in this situation. We need to escalate to de-escalate. At least that's what the Trump administration is saying. Trump has had this deadline of when he's going to start bombing, and honestly, I don't think nuking is off the table compared to what they've been saying. I don't know how I just shot that guy's fucking phone and it blew up, not his head. Sorry, I'm talking about the gameplay. Mark Levin on his show started talking about Okinawa and Iwo Jima, how we lost so many American lives that we had to drop a bomb on Japan, which there's an argument that that is true in the context of World War II. We don't have to be in the fucking Middle East. And Mark Levin and these Jewish talk show hosts and billionaires, they're just floating the idea of a nuke out there. And I don't like it. And that's really besides the fact. But Trump has been saying he will bomb and destroy civilian infrastructure such as bridges and power plants and electrical things and stuff like that. And on Easter Sunday, of all days, the holiest day of the year, he is risen. Christ is King. On Tuesday, let me read what the Easter Day tweet from, I guess it was a True Social post from Donald Trump. He said, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. What an absolute embarrassment to a candidate that ran on bringing Jesus Christ back to the center of the American zeitgeist, back to the center of the American government as we were founded. And on Easter Sunday, you want to throw praise be to Allah out there? Seriously, dude? There comes to be a point where I was a Trump supporter from 2016 to 2024. He's lost me this presidency, as he has lost nearly everyone that's not a brainwashed Trump sycophant. I made a video on the Twitter's biggest plan trusters. I think it might have been my last video that I made. Maybe it was. I'm losing track. But there gets to a point where you can't excuse this anymore. Blasphemy on the holiest day of the year to try to start a religious war with a militant Islamic country that wants nothing to do with us. They want us to be destroyed. Now, does that mean we have to go over there and bomb them? Because they are no imminent threat to us. Do I think they should have nuclear weapons? Maybe. Maybe they need nuclear weapons, because if Israel's the only state in the Middle East that has nuclear weapons, where's the counterbalancing in the Middle East? How does that serve our interest if we are Americans and not puppets for Israel? But you throw that out there, and now Tuesday is the day. He keeps pushing this deadline back. It's been like 2-3 weeks since he said he was going to do this, and it's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until today. I'm recording this at Tuesday on 11:04 p.m. The Truth Social Post reads, based on conversation with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran, agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agreed to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we already have met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement coming long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as President and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem closed to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, as I've talked about, I'm vindicated yet again. They want a regime change war. This is what that was. They want regime change. Israel wants regime change. Israel obviously has control over President Trump. That's not a secret anymore. I feel like this is a very well-known fact. Israel wants the regime change war in Iran. And that's what they got. But now, maybe the backing of the American public wasn't there this time around. And I'll come back to that point in a minute. The backing from the public, the appetite for war was not there this time. So they have to move the goalpost back. First, it was to allegedly make sure Iran never has a nuclear bomb again. And we're going to hit them hard and we're going to give them hell. We hit them pretty hard. We dropped tens of thousands of bombs on them. But they still have a nuclear program. They still have their highly enriched uranium. And that is not going anywhere anytime soon. So they move the goalpost again. Because when we attacked them, Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. So no ships have been allowed to pass through there, therefore increasing oil prices and shipping costs and everything, because it is too dangerous for these companies to ship through the Strait of Hormuz, because insurance companies, they won't insure them and they won't pass the goods through the strait until it's open completely. And I guess it'll be open for 2 weeks. Iran is still bombing Israel. Obviously, Iran has been fighting America and Israel. To my knowledge, at this point in time, they have not bombed an American base or any American interests outside of Israel. So there's that. And I said this time around because my prediction, honestly, is that this will not be our last time here. We will come back to Iran, and it might not be under Trump. If J.D. Vance gets in, it'll be under J.D. Vance. But Israel wants that regime change. They will get that regime change if we help them. They can't get it on themselves. A lot of people on the right were like, yeah, well, Israel can handle themselves. No, they can't. If they can handle themselves, why would we need to do it for them? The only reason Israel isn't black and pummeling smoke in the air and destroyed off the face of the earth is because of us. If they didn't have us, they wouldn't exist. We hold the cards in this scenario. And it is foolish to say that we don't. But we need to tell them how it is. It's time to stop being a bitch, stop bending over and taking it, and we just need to say no. We're not going to go back to the Middle East. We're not going to send our men and women to die for you. I believe the number sits at 13 U.S. service members who have been killed in this 38-day war. It's been 38 days. 39. Today's the 39th day. So, very frustrating. You know, if we can actually have a lasting peace with Iran, that's a W. But we had the Strait of Hormuz should never have been closed because we should never have been there. And we should have never been in this situation in the first place. It's completely ridiculous that we even were here. Or we ever will be here again. And that's why Trump's an absolute failure and cuck. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like on the video. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Rumble. Follow me on X, IG, and TikTok. And I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.